What hello people's internet, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so as you can see, for today's video we are talking about books I do not want to read. Now when I say this, I want to make it very, very known that I'm not saying never, because you know, I will never say never. Wait. I will never say never. I will fight. So yeah, these are books that I don't want to read right now, but I'm not saying that I will never want to read them because who knows, something could come up and I just decide to read it at some point, so I'm not going to say never, but for right now, I don't see myself ever reading them. I kind of touched on this topic a while ago when I did my Unpopular Opinions book tag. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up here so you can go watch it. And in that video, one of the questions were, what is one book you will never read? And I talked about a certain book in that tag. And then from that, I just thought of other books that I don't want to read because I had so many answers for that question. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to dedicate a whole video to it. So here we are. Now this goes without saying, and I really hate that I have to actually give a disclaimer about this, but if any of your books are in here that you personally love a lot and it's like your favorite book ever, please don't take offense to it. It's just my opinion. I am saying that it's not that I never want to read it, it's just for right now I don't see myself ever reading it, but that could change at any single point. Yeah, I hope you love these books and I hope that they are your favorite books. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the one that was in the Unpopular Opinions book tag. So I've already kind of talked about this before, but we're going to talk about it again. And that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. As you all know, I did not really like the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. It just wasn't one of my favorites. Just wasn't really interested in the writing and the story and the characters. And it was also really confusing to me because there was lots of like terminology used and I had no idea what it meant. So Six of Crows, because it's kind of in the same universe, I believe, I just have no interest in reading it because I know I had a bad experience with Shadow and Bone. Now, before people start saying it, I know Six of Crows is supposed to be way better than Shadow and Bone, and I believe everyone when they tell me that. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I don't believe you. Like, I fully believe you that it's probably better than Shadow and Bone. But I don't know, I just, me and Leigh Bardugo's writing, we just don't get along, I think. And it's just something I don't want to read. Like, I'd rather read something else than Six of Crows. If I ever did read it, I would purely be reading it for everyone else. Like, I would be reading it for you, and I kind of want to read for myself. But I am really excited about the Grishaverse Netflix show that's coming out, and I will probably watch that even though I haven't read the books. But I think I would enjoy the TV show a lot better than actually reading the book. So that's the tea on Six of Crows. Now we're moving on to some books that I haven't actually talked about yet on my channel that I don't want to read. So these are going to be all new ones for everyone, so I hope you're all ready. And the first one we're going to talk about is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Why did I say that so weird? George R.R. Martin. There we go. Now before anyone starts getting any ideas, I love the Game of Thrones TV show so much. Like, it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Like, I love it so much. And the new season, season 8, is coming out in April and I'm very excited for it. So like, I am obsessed with Game of Thrones, but when it comes to the books, I just have no interest. Primarily, it comes down to the size of all of these books, and for the first time ever, size actually intimidates me. These books are just really huge and I'm just like, I don't know if I have the time to try and get through all of them. Even though I know like they would probably help me understand the TV show more and just like love the TV show more. And there's probably more stuff in the books that don't happen in the TV show. So I probably would love the books, but like I just have no interest in reading it because it's just huge. Like, it's such a big book and all of the books in the series are just huge. And the font in the books are really small and tiny, so you know what? I'm good. Like, I don't want to read it. I'm fine where I am. I don't need to be over there. It's fine. I'm just gonna stay here and not read the books. It's fine. I'm just gonna love the TV show. So the next one I have to talk about is one I feel like a lot of people are gonna be upset about because it's quite a popular book on BookTube and just with readers in general, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I don't know what it actually is about Fangirl because the plot and everything sounds really interesting and sounds like something that I probably would enjoy, but I just don't want to read it. Like, I don't know why. I just, like, every time someone talks about Fangirl, I'm just like, I don't really want to. And Fangirl is about a girl who writes fan fiction, I believe, and she writes fan fiction about the characters that are in the book Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which I really liked. Like, I loved Carry On, but for some reason I don't want to actually read Fangirl. Like, where is the logic here? I don't understand myself, honestly. So if you're confused, I'm confused, we're all confused, we're in a confused bubble together. And it's also a couple of my friends' favorite books, so like, I probably should read it, but like, I just don't want to, and I don't know why. Like, this is the one that like, I don't really understand why I don't want to read. It's just every time someone mentions it, I'm just like, no.
No thanks.
And I don't know what. And the final one that I have to talk to you guys about today is Catwoman by Sarah J Maas. I know we're all shook because it's a Sarah J Maas book and I don't want to read it. I'm shook myself. And I don't know what it is, but it's like all of these books in general, like there's one for like Wonder Woman as well that Leigh Bardugo wrote, and I know Mary Lou wrote one. And it's just those books in general, I don't want to read them. And I think it's because I myself am not a huge Marvel or DC person. Like I'm not hugely invested in the superhero stuff. And I know that's quite a shock because I feel like everyone loves Marvel and DC and is like obsessed with everything like that. Like I don't hate them, but like it's just not something I'm invested in as much as everyone else is. So like the books are not something that really draw me in. Even though one is written by Sarah J Maas, who is one of my favorite authors, I'm still just not interested enough to read it. But this kind of just proves that I'm not obsessed with DC and Marvel when I won't read a book that my favorite author wrote about a DC character. So like that just shows everything. So yeah, they're just like 4 books that I don't want to read. Let me know down below if you've read these books and what you thought of them, or if you agree with me about any of these books. Let me know down below and we can just have a nice conversation. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall see you all next time in my next video. So goodbye guys.